All right, we're live. Meredith is typing.
I just typed unboxing video with Meredith Finch. Whoops, I don't have a microphone. I don't have a microphone. I just typed unboxing video with Meredith Finch, and then I read the address on these freaking packages.
Yeah.
You know who they're addressed to?
Me, right?
Yes. I'm like, son of a kitty cat. They're not even for me. That means this t-shirt in here, not extra small. I mean, what else could it be?
Seems like a shirt.
It's pretty much guaranteed to be clothing. So
here's the thing.
And why is the package so cool?
Look at that package. Check that out. So we got these in the mail
Not for
today.
me, though.
We
not
got
for
two
Meredith.
of them. One, and this has got to be a shirt. Maybe it's more than one.
It feels like one.
Does it?
Just open it.
So I got a shirt then.
I need the sad trombone. Not for Meredith. Not for Meredith.
I'm going to open it.
We're starting off not with art, but with our unboxing.
I'm open it only because you're over there. Unless you want to come sit here for a minute.
No, because it's not for me. It's not addressed to Meredith Finch.
All right, here we go. Pumped. Oh, there's a few things. It's not just one thing. Oh man, and I dropped a bunch of it. Okay, and a sticker. So I got a sticker, which you really, and if I bring it closer, it just goes. You know what? I can put it here.
Yeah, that's better.
I'm not even thinking. So I got a sticker. I'm putting this down as if you can't even see it.
Yeah, which they can totally see it better.
This is a mask. Very cool.
Oh, I was just gonna totally steal that.
Yeah. Another one.
A sticker, not another mask. A sticker.
Button plus a pinback collector's button. Oh, it comes with a button.
Oh, that would be awesome. It was like a fake tattoo.
I got a beanie.
No, put it down. Put it down. There you go.
I got a beanie. Very cool. Look at the merch.
No, okay. First of all, it's not a beanie. It's a toque.
It's a toque.
We live in Canada.
We are right.
It's a toque. It's not a beanie.
You know, I lived in California for a long
Yeah,
enough.
Well, to heck with you, Californians. You live in Canada now. I don't know who's gonna wear that T-shirt because it's not you.
It's a large, so I'm gonna wear it.
You better stretch it. I'll stretch the. You held it up. I'm gonna stretch that out in the laundry for you.
You are not being nice right now. I'm a large. I'm still a large. Anyway, that's awesome.
Don't worry.
We have a whole other package too, which we have to open. So hand it over.
Don't worry. I won't put it in the dryer. I'll just get it out of the washing machine and go stretch.
And so I've also got this, and I'm gonna open it up here. We really should have Jimmy on for this.
Not too bad, Jimmy.
Never even thought about it.
Who knew that it was going to show up on a Monday?
I think Jimmy's here in the chat.
He is. He said like full screen, but it is what it is. Toques for the win. That's right, Charles.
I could do full screen. Watch this. Check this out.
It's not better. It's better when you throw it down on the.
Look at this. I'm full screen. How do you like that?
Yeah,
and
you're full screen with the wrong thing.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't matter if I do my face though. The other nice thing about going full screen, this is my layout for today's sketch.
Micro layout.
That's how I do them.
No, you don't. You don't do them that. That's like teeny tiny.
Okay, it depends. If I have to do it to present it to an editor.
Like the kind of like, I'm making a point. I'm going to sign my signature so small that you have to find it with a magnifying glass.
I don't
know
where this is coming from.
I'm spicy today.
All right. For Henry Jeremic and for all of you, this is the layout for the picture that we're going to do today. And if it makes no sense because it's small, hopefully it'll make more sense when I start drawing it. All right.
Invincible.
I can't even open a package. Oh, and it's well packed.
It would be better if we weren't full screen on something that you can't see.
The tape is Page One Comics tape. How do you do this?
Jimmy, you know how you do it? You live in the States where everything doesn't cost an arm and a leg.
I don't want to damage it.
Were you going to put that tape on your arm?
No, but still, you know. And look at this. I cannot believe how nice the packaging is for all of this.
Well, you put my packaging in shame. But to be fair, I'm from Canada.
So it comes with a couple of posters, which I kind of don't want to open right now. Well, you know what? Here. I'm a little afraid to mess them up, but
I'll open them.
Here, you do it while I do this.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to end up. Yeah, I got no choice.
I'm sorry. Break that sticker.
Yeah. All right. Put the box over here.
Uh-oh.
And so I got my cover of Dragon Rage. I did this one, 5 months ago, 6 months ago, anyway. Plus, here's Jimmy's cover.
How cool is that?
Oh, nice. Here. So this one is a high quality print out of my pencils, which I mean, it looks great.
It's glossy, so you can't ink over it, but still.
Very nice. Yeah, it's glossy. That's true. But yeah, it's full page. Look, that's full size.
But you could, scan that and print it off on regular paper.
Yeah, very, very cool. All right. Here, I'll let you open this one. Jimmy's cover.
Oh, can I, David? Can I open it? You're so nice.
Oh, and a blank cover. So you can do a sketch.
I can, and I will do a sketch.
I'm gonna get Jazz Singh.
And I'm gonna sell. I'm gonna sell my sketch.
Because Jazz,
you're not gonna let me do the sketch. You just said so you can do a sketch. You literally said so you can do a sketch.
I meant so one could do a sketch. One that is capable. All right.
You're sleeping you're sleeping out here tonight. Oh wait, how is that different from any other night when you fall asleep with your page on your chest?
Yeah, well, it happens. All right. Thank you so much, Jimmy, for sending our package full of Dragon Rage and shirts and hats and all the great stuff that you had coming out with it.
Not addressed to me, Jimmy.
Not addressed to Meredith. Maybe,
and so Jimmy is, and I don't see a T-shirt in my size.
Maybe
so
if you complain enough.
Jimmy's banned.
There
you go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, beautiful. Look at that. And a color version. Very, very cool. So thank you so much. I have a link in the description for Jimmy's Indiegogo campaign. He has another campaign up for Dragon Rage with a bunch of special extra stuff. I did another cover, so that'll be in there too. So yeah, please check it out and support Jimmy Reyes, Jazz Singh, Andrew Dollhouse, and Dave. Oh,
don't look at me for help.
Dave, and I'm the worst with names. You know that Dave, the writer.
I got nothing in the mail. It's all right. I spent my money today anyway.
Page One Comics, Jimmy says, note to self, extra small t-shirt for Meredith. There you go.
Extra small.
It's not a shirt for Meredith, it's a dress. See, there you go. Rika Inglis says he uses a dress. All right, I'm going to get started.
All right, I'm going to read the first super chat. Hold on, I got to find it. Trenton Massey.
Oh, I need to go to
wins
my other screen
for the first super chat of the night for $5. Trenton says, "Hi D&M. I saw the painting stream and I loved it, and I'm getting matte medium to paint. LOL. Invincible is amazing and develops so much. It's great."
Yeah, I was so pumped to do this.
I mean,
I didn't ask Meredith for permission tonight. Put it that way. I knew this is what I really wanted to draw. I mean, I am on episode 4 and I'm milking it. I'm trying to watch it slowly, and it is such a great show.
It was a challenge. I'm
going to say the first half of the first episode, I was like, oh, I don't know. Is this really for me? Like, I really wasn't feeling it at all, really. And
it was like we were watching Isaac's cartoons.
And then once it started developing, like once the plot started going, I cannot believe how incredible it is. Like, such a great show.
I'm trying to sleep through it.
Actually,
but I can't help myself.
Eric Grove talked me into watching, and he said, just be aware, the first episode, it can be like, it's a bit different. Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's great all the way through. It's just not really my kind of thing when it started, that's all. So, but yeah, what an amazing show.
All right. Next super chat comes from SCS Powerlifting for $5. SCS in the house this week. SCS says, nice gets. My favorite night of the week. Awesome job. Page One Comics. Doesn't matter because he's banned. I didn't get my t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not even here, Jimmy. It's like, I'm not even here.
Jimmy knows who's in charge.
Yeah, which is why I don't know why the t-shirt came in a large.
Like I said, he knows who's in charge.
Exactly.
I make the rules around here.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Okay, let's pretend that way. I hear feet running.
I hate it when I have a sketch and I kind of like how it's looking, and then I start drawing it bigger and I lose that, which is why a lot of times, can I, here, I can show this. It's an old one. So here is a sketch for a Walking Dead cover. I think this is like 3 or something. So it's a little older. And this is what I draw to turn in. So not only can the editor actually see what I'm drawing.
Okay, stop right here. Because this is a lie right now. The only editor And the only person who gets a sketch this nice is Robert Kirkman.
Okay, it's true. Yeah, I normally draw them more like
the
this.
sketch that he drew and showed you for the stream, that's what he turns into Marvel and DC.
Hey, wow, you know what? I love Marvel and DC, and for you to say that is very uncool.
But
they're
the
very
truth.
gracious to allow me to do that. And
they're awesome.
What actually happened is for the first issue cover,
we love Marvel
Dead,
and DC.
Yeah, we do. The first issue cover for Walking Dead, he had something very, very specific. So he wanted a bit of a tighter layout just to make sure that we kind of had it nailed down. And so I did that. And then I actually just put it up on my screen. I blew it up and traced it onto my board. And I thought, wow, this is so much easier. So I started doing that and I started drawing tighter layouts. And I do that for Marvel and DC also now. Before
you do better sketches.
I do better sketches than I used to. And it's actually sped me up.
The entire time I've known you, with the exception of the last 6 months, I've turned in stuff. I'm like, sometimes I find it indecipherable. And yet somehow, this is what the editors, they're like, it's a Dave Finch cover. It's going to be fine.
Basically, I think I knows what he's doing.
Pretty much.
None of the characters are turned their back to the reader. That's the things that they really worry about. I'll tell you right now. They don't want their characters' backs turned to the reader, ideally. You want your focal point to be the most interesting point of the cover and really the character that you're selling the book on. Things like that. They're fairly simple. They know I am pretty good at avoiding tangents. I mean, it happens. Tangents will happen, and sometimes things will fall apart. And so, yeah, I kind of get away with doing stuff that's a little looser. But the downside of that is I'll turn in a layout and I'll start drawing it and I'll think, holy crap, this is not working at all. I'll hate it, and I'll end up basically going from scratch. So I turned in a cover that not only could you not really tell what was in the layout, but the cover ultimately doesn't reflect it at all. That happens too, which is not good. They okay something and then they get something that's completely off. Generally, they're pretty good about it. And actually, it's funny that we've been talking about this because it really plays into my book of the week this week. So there you go.
Very exciting.
Yeah,
I'm excited. More exciting for me than book of the week.
Yeah,
is the book of the week theme music.
It's exciting for us all.
So awesome. It's very exciting.
No one tell Meredith that I have two figures on this picture.
No, wait. Oh, no. Stop. Not
Tell
that
me
one.
You did hit the buzzer again.
No, I didn't hit the buzzer. Now I've hit two buttons at the same time. Where's my car crash? I can't. This stupid thing. Fix it. I can't even go back and forth between like 1 and 2. You did this to me on purpose. There it goes.
I did. Speaking of tangents.
No, stop it.
Here's a nice tangent. Look at this. I've got this arm perfectly lined up with the leg, so I need to fix it. That's too bad. I didn't want the arm just hanging off the...
I just car crashed over your talking. Do you know, here's a funny thing as you talk about tangents and car crashes, that I got a text from your sister Tuesday of last week after our stream asking me if you'd been in a car accident.
Yeah, I talked to my mother. She was very worried about it. You with your car crash sounds, and you said something that I can't remember what you said, but anyway, and we didn't have a stream on Monday. We had to switch it to Tuesday. So my mother thought, oh no, something happened. We got into an accident.
But no, it's just a sound effect.
It's just a sound effect.
The funny thing is
that Devil says we need to limit the number of car crashes per stream.
I'm going to have another just for that.
Please. Oh, you got to kidding me.
I'm sorry. When you tell me I can't, it just means I can.
Rick Inglis says no more coffee for you after 4 p.m.
I'm just that kind of person. To be fair, I only drank tea today. It was 3 bags in the pot, extremely caffeinated tea. But actually, I'm very excited. I told Dave I was going to dominate the stream and all we were going to talk about was the farm. The chickens are getting tail feathers. You can talk about your tangent now.
I already fixed it.
Okay. So then I'll read a super chat and then I'll talk about chickens. Michael Johnson Curry has a super chat for $4.99 because everybody wants to hear about the chickens. I wanted to tell everyone to watch Dave's zombie video, says Michael. It's great. Dave, you sneaky little devil. Your process of laying out teeth is awesome.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. And, really, thank you so much.
Michael, he is a sneaky little devil, though. You're not wrong.
Well, one thing about longer videos like that, they're long. But they end up being a lot less focused in terms of like, this is a tutorial and we're doing this. Like I end up being able to kind of just off the cuff throw in a lot of different ideas that I'm having in my head while I'm drawing. So I kind of like them that, I need reference, and I've got it on my computer somewhere. Downloads. I keep everything in one folder. It's not good. Sort by. Nobody really needs my update of how I'm looking through my folder. All right.
Well, I can talk during this.
Yeah, you do that.
Okay, I'm going to read the next super chat from Solstice Art for $5. Solstice wants to know, David, do you ever get hand cramps from drawing so much? And if so, are there any exercises you recommend getting over them? The only person in this house with hand cramps is Meredith. You don't get hand cramps, do you?
Well, I don't now that and I get this question quite a bit. Why do I have this ugly piece of tape on here? That's why. And I don't press as hard with my pens. I press much harder with a pencil. I generally, which is not ideal, but I do. And I've been doing it long enough now to know that it's not going to change. So that's why. And yeah, no, I'm pretty good that way.
I get hand cramps. Mostly only in my right hand though, because I'm using it for building stuff all the time. And I think because the tendon shortened when I broke my thumb and I was in a cast for a few weeks.
I am such a huge fan of this show.
You're totally ignoring me. This happens all the time.
That this sketch
over the course of the day-to-day conversations that we have.
Works out well. I don't want this to be.
I talked to you about building my chicken coop.
One of the ones that doesn't work out.
And you talk about the art stream that you did with Eric.
So yeah, I'm trying to lay this out a little bit more thoroughly.
Do you want me to keep doing this?
Oh, you go ahead. Now I'm specifically ignoring you.
You are specifically ignoring me. Poor Meredith. See what I have to live with.
So this is actually the second time I've drawn Invincible. I drew a cover years ago now.
That was a long time ago. I feel like we were in the old house.
No, we were in the new old house, but it was probably.
I thought we were in the old house.
Probably 2007 or 8. Anyway, it's a long time ago, and it didn't work. Like, it was an ugly cover. In my opinion, it was not my best. I don't know. So I really want this to work out well. And
I have spots before my eyes. Your lights are giving me like, I can't even look at you.
Complaints. I feel like I have the advantage of being much more schooled in,
This is the problem. You just trail off. Greg L. Static Art has a super chat for $2. You talk over me when I talk, but then you talk and you just trail off. Hey, DNM, who do you beat down? Omni-Man?
I haven't actually completely decided, but I'm thinking Omni-Man. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. So that kind of makes a little sense to me. The other character that I really wanted to have him fighting is, and I'm the worst with names, as you know, the one-eyed guy, the big eye right in the middle. I see. That guy was hilarious. But I'm probably going to go with Omni-Man. So Meredith, have you been watching the show at all, or are you just falling asleep?
I can hear what's happening.
Okay, so there you go. You're watching.
It's very violent.
Yeah, but you know what? It's Ryan Otley violent.
I keep asking you, why is Omni-Man
like Ryan Otley? He makes everything so pretty that even like the outrageous violence, just it's not disturbing. It's crazy how he's able to pull that off. Okay, not as disturbing as it could be.
I would disagree that it's not disturbing, and so would people on the stream who also said it was disturbing. Page One Comics has a super chat for $5. Jimmy says, I was worried about last Monday. I thought maybe the Finches were victims of a chicken attack. Eric Grove rocks. We didn't have our chickens last Monday. We got them on Tuesday. Last Tuesday was the day they arrived, and they had no feathers. They were just these little yellow bundles of down. And now they have like, every day they add a layer of wing feather, and 2 days ago their tail feather started coming. It is like the coolest thing ever to watch chickens grow their feathers. Dave refuses to look at them though.
Yeah, I have no interest in chickens. I want to get his costume sketched in enough that I can put away my reference here, because I don't like having this thing up on my whole screen. It's a beautiful picture, but
Tits McGee says, I got a job as a dental assistant this year specifically so I'd have an excuse to stare at people's faces and into their mouths for the facial teeth anatomy reference.
That is dedication.
Yeah, because nobody wants to be in somebody's dirty mouth.
Yeah, you know, I'm sure there are times it's definitely more unpleasant than others. So I'm totally thinking Joe Quesada right now. If you guys are familiar with his Ninjak and his X Factor, and especially his Azrael book, this kind of pose with the legs, he does incredibly well. And unfortunately, I'm not looking at it, so this might not. It's not going to be Joe Quesada.
The cat is going to kick my computer to the floor. She's like going hard, scratching her face on my computer.
All right. Boom. So
right,
I'm going to have to turn this upside down in order to draw the other figure. Maybe some people can draw upside down really well. I'm not one of those people.
Okay. You really are drawing two figures?
No. This
Dave.
figure.
Dave.
What?
Really? Really? Like, really? Is tonight the night you want to push that envelope? Are you sure? Are you sure tonight's the night to push the envelope?
It'll wrap up at the right time. How's that?
Okay. Is that a pinky promise?
Yeah.
Everybody heard it.
Yeah,
pinky
no problem.
Promise.
Don't worry.
All right. I'm looking at you and I don't believe you.
Why?
Is this a two-stream drawing?
You know what? I'm going to play it by ear. If it needs to be, then yes.
Okay. Michael Johnson Curry has another super chat for $4.99. Michael says, also, I've been having trouble drawing the connection between the thighs to the torso. Your video about them touches on them separately, but not together.
Yeah, you know, I've talked about it. Here's the problem. There are a lot of things. Backs is a good example. Now, actually, I have to say, I've been working on backs a little bit, and I feel like I have an anatomical structure that I'm really happy with. I want to do something more in depth on that. It's something I've struggled with for years. This channel, I mean, it's been great for a lot of things, connecting with all of you guys, and I mean, that's invaluable. But also just in terms of my own art, I'm having to learn things and think about things that there are ways, if you're bad at drawing backs, you can cheat it pretty effectively most of the time, and it's very easy to avoid your weaknesses as an artist, and that's a real risk of drawing pages. Look, it's amazing how much drawing interior pages can expose you as an artist, expose your weaknesses, but it's also amazing how after you get a little bit of experience, you can really find workarounds for things you're uncomfortable with. Basically, you learn one way to draw something, and then you just draw it that way every single time, no matter what. And like, you'll see artists, and I mean, everybody does this. I do this, where you'll have the hand in basically 3 or 4 different positions, depending, you know, if it's down or whatever, and it's like always the same hand. And that's really because you develop just enough that you can get through it, but it's you can really limit yourself. Anyway, point being, I've been working on backs. I want to do something on that. And also legs. Now, legs, I'm still a little, like, that connection area, I don't really know here's my problem. The actual anatomy that you get from anatomy books, I need to turn this upside down to draw his hand now. The actual anatomy you get from anatomy books is not useful for backs and for any muscles that are very thin and have a lot of thin layering of muscle. So it's not like your biceps are a big muscle that has a shape. It's very easy to learn that. Some muscles are very difficult, and it gets very thin and a little confusing up in here. And lighting it so it works and making it work in your art is a whole other challenge. And so what ends up happening is you learn, just like a lot of things, how to do it a few different ways, and you don't actually learn the underlying form, or I don't, as well as I could. I know this happens to other artists too. It's not just me. And so that's another area that I really want to work on. We were actually very fortunate. A few weeks ago, we had, I was talking about the muscle connection under the shoulder here, and I had to do it quickly because, I mean, it's we're trying to get a picture done too, and I don't want Meredith to mutiny, but Ed McGinnis sent me some reference that was really incredible. And so I've been looking at that. I did some drawing on the stream with it, and I did some of my own. And I feel like I kind of have that area nailed down a little bit more. So that's another area. Anyway, I need to do like a problem areas video, or I don't know. Who knows? Your turn. Go.
Super chat.
Speak.
From B-Flow for $4.99.
From B-Flow?
B-Flow.
B-Flow. Okay. That makes more sense. B-Flow. All right. Thank you, B-Flow.
Hi, DNM. David, do you ever struggle with back pain drawing for a prolonged time? Love your connection with the fans. It's inspired me to draw again. And thanks.
Thank you very much. And that's always the best thing to hear. If,
I have back pain.
Yeah, if doing this is inspiring people to draw more. I know you do it. You know how I massage this woman's back. How many times a week would you say?
Once every. Stop it.
5.
Stop it.
10 times a week. Anyway, often. You would admit often.
Once a week, maybe.
Okay, once. Yeah, that's still, come on.
That's fair.
This is like, we're talking full shiatsu massage. Not really, but you know.
Says the guy who, when I don't make his coffee, oh no, let's talk about cleaning your office yesterday. On Mother's Day, I get up and I come down here at 6 o'clock in the morning, clean your office. And do you know what you said to me?
What did I say?
Somebody's been down in my office rearranging my stuff. Not thank you for getting all the construction debris out of it.
But I feel like what I said,
yeah,
I mean,
you've been down there rearranging my stuff. I'm like, what? And then I spent the rest of my Mother's Day in bed.
I just feel like
I just peace out all you people.
You know.
And the dirt and the rain and the dogs and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, she really did spend the entire rest of the day in bed.
I watched Yellowstone. I binge watched.
We're not talking about that show now.
Yellowstone. It's a great show. If you like horses and chickens. There's no chickens. There are horses, though.
He's got going on for an ear here. Oh, his ears are okay. It's always a thing with superheroes. Do they have the ears covered or uncovered? There's nothing worse than drawing the ear and then realizing it's covered.
Are you drawing Omni-Man?
No, I'm drawing Invincible.
But who's underneath Invincible?
Omni-Man. It's going to be Omni-Man.
But do you know that Invincible hurts his dad?
Okay, so here's where I am on the show.
Do we know that Omni-Man, does Invincible know Omni-Man is bad?
I feel like Invincible potentially has reasons to want to. So you could call this a my reaction to how things are going on in the show right now. How's that? Does that sound so lame?
It's a reactionary art.
It's a reactionary. There you go.
That's what art is, reactionary.
Yeah.
All right. Daniel Castelli is a super chat for $4.99. Daniel says, hi, guys. Just wanted to say thanks for the amazing painting stream. Well worth the wait. And I was curious if you are familiar with Robert McGinnis.
I am. Yeah. I've got his, is it called Trail Dust? That might be another artist. I think it's another artist. I've got a few Western art books that I really, really like. But I've got his book, big, thick one. He was a Hollywood artist. He did a lot of, movie posters, a lot of that kind of thing for years and years. And he retired to doing Western art, and it's beautiful, beautiful stuff. Incredible stuff. Yeah. As a matter of fact, actually, I looked at it I did a painted cover for Brightest Day. This is 11 years ago now. And the background for it is really influenced by Robert E. McGinnis. You know what? Is it close enough to say it's a swipe? I think if I was a better painter, it would be. Put it that way. I did the best I could. Everybody
seems to like the Problem Areas video.
Yeah.
It's a Monster Art says, I love the entire Problem Areas series.
Okay.
Michaela Fernandez says, the Problem Areas video was a great idea.
So here's the idea that I had next.
And Prater7 says Yellowstone is great. So.
Well, fair enough. All right. I don't know what I was going to say. Oh, right. Yeah. So this next coming tutorial, my plan was to do fight scenes. That's kind of what I was thinking. But I could do problem areas instead. So, yeah, I should really, I'll do this. After this, I'll put up a poll. And I'm going to end up doing both of them anyway. I'll do them both anyway, but.
All right, fine.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Poll's the worst.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's my own personal opinion. All right. We have a super chat from Tarioe. I know I said that wrong.
It just sounds like you said it wrong.
It just sounds like I said it wrong. It's that kind of day. $4.99 a super chat, but I don't see a comment from Tari, so now I have to look for a comment from Tari. Maybe he's just super chatting, but he's not just super chatting.
And
we missed
thank you, Tari, very much. I really
so I'm going to read the next super chat so I can until Tari can tag me in something. Kenton Little has a super chat for $5. And Kenton wants to know, have you read the comic?
No. Okay. That's not entirely true. I read a little bit of it. The problem is I'm always so busy. Again, I need reference here. I thought I had it. So no, I'm really coming into it fresh.
That was a quick answer. Michaela Fernandez says, Meredith, happy Mother's Day from all the flock. Thank you so much, Michaela. And Paris has a super chat for $4.99. Paris says, my friend watched your video on negative space and thinks he can make it his entire style. Do you think that's possible?
Oh, yeah. Sure. There are
100%
incredible artists that's what they do. Chris Samney, a name on the top of my head, and I'll never, there are quite a few. Frank Miller's probably the most favorite. Alex Toth did that a lot. And there's varying degrees of it. You'll find artists that use it as a technique among kind of in their toolbox, and then artists that really make a whole style out of it. It is very, very graphically pleasing to look at. I love it as a basis for a lot of what I do because you make an image that really holds together, and then from there, I can put all my detail on it and everything, but I have something that's really graphically working first. Now, Meredith could definitely tell you there are many times when I have something that's kind of working and I start rendering
and he ruins it.
Yeah,
a lot. He overdoes it. Yeah. It most especially happens when he paints.
Yeah, not knowing what I'm doing. The more lost I am and the more uncomfortable.
You'll have a painting, I'll be like, oh my gosh. And I just literally want to take it away from you at that moment.
I did. Okay. Is it on here? I did a Wolverine picture. Oh yeah, here.
Speaking of paintings.
Yeah, I did this with Eric. Eric painted Shazam. I painted Wolverine. I tried a few different things. It got a little bit thin and yeah, it's a journey.
I like it, and I feel like there's places it could improve.
Yeah, well, I would agree.
Crash Opossum has a super chat for $5, and I can't paint. I'm only a critique.
You know what though?
Critique. I'm a critic.
I want to say that the fact is that
give you my critique.
A lot of times the best criticism you can get are from people that are just giving you an honest opinion of what they think of it. They don't necessarily need to know how to make it better or why it's bad, but
I just here's how I look at art, especially your art. If a picture's working, I just take in the whole picture.
Right. If it's not working, you start going,
if it's not working, then something what is not working jumps out at me.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's the same with a script, right? Like with a script, if you're reading script and dialogue and you're just reading it, you're into it. If something's not working, it jumps out at you.
Yeah.
Right? So, all right. Crash Opossum has a super chat for $5. Crash says, hooray! Today, we finally get the David Finch mustache technique.
There you go. Very exciting.
Very exciting. Poor One Mighty R says, I can't super chat this week. I have bills, but I will next week.
Well,
don't you worry, One Mighty. You've been here every week since the beginning.
We're just glad to have one.
We're just happy to have everybody here.
That's right.
All right. Hold on. My screen blipped. I hate it when that happens. I just really dislike it when I go to scroll down and all of a sudden it jumps like 500, whatever's.
I will say this too, by the way, just to Sorry, Meredith, but
just to talk over top of me again.
Yes, as far as
pretend that I'm not here and ignore me.
I really appreciate the super chats a lot because it pays for Yuri, my editor. So I do really appreciate it. It makes a big difference around here. At the same time, though, I mean, really, we're glad to have you guys here.
Well, look, if there weren't super chats, why would I be down here?
Oh, wow.
I would be down here reading chats. But here's what I like. That's so stupid.
You'd be down here anyway.
I'd be down here. But the fact of the matter is, I appreciate the super chats because they they jump out at me. Yeah. There's a lot of chat going on every week. So it does help me to focus in. Because clearly I'm a bit of an ADHD. Did I tell you I'm just gonna stop now. Daniel Castelli has a super chat for $4.99 because I have exciting news. Daniel Castelli says he just did another book cover for Neil Gaiman, which put him as a working professional for 70 years. And he has an art book you gotta check out.
I've got a really big art book from him. If it's the same one, I don't know, but yeah. And thank you very much. And thanks for letting me know. By the way, you guys were saying that Barry Windsor Smith has a book out now. And so I was taking a look at that and it looks amazing. So I'm going to get a copy of that for sure.
All right. Kahi Marsh has a super chat for $20. Kahi wants to know, who is the hardest character you've ever drawn? Thank you for the super chat, Kahi.
The hardest character I've ever drawn is always going to be Galactus. It's always Galactus. He's such a hard character, except I actually, you know what? It's, again, talk about serendipitous timing. I have a cover. I just got the description for the cover and some reference image. I got a reference image, like this is the villain for the, that we want you to draw. And I can't describe it because I can't give away anything about the story, but it is by far not close. I don't know how somebody could possibly use their imagination to come up with a more complex to draw character. Bananas. So, yeah.
All right.
It's going to be a long week around here. I mean, it's going to be fun, but yeah, it's going to take a little time.
Lance Boyer says, Kai Marsh, I'm going to guess Iron Man. That was my guess too.
Yeah.
Actually, and MODOK.
Oh, yeah, but,
But no, I know you hate it when people ask for Galactus sketches.
Yeah.
Because it's just like...
Yeah. There are times I'll go to a convention. I'm at the convention all day and, I'm tired. And I'll end up, just to keep up, I'll do some sketches at night. And I can get, a good 3 sketches or so finished. And I end up going to bed late. But you know what? I get as much done at a show as I possibly can. Because people are there actually waiting. And if I don't get it finished, we end up mailing it to them. And that's, it's not the end of the world, but you really want to wait for something to get mailed when you're right there at the show. So I try and get them finished. Galactus sketches, yeah, that's a 1 sketch that night.
All right. Tari Owe, super chatted again. Tari, thank you so much for $4.99. Tari says, what's up, David and Meredith? How's your day going? Invincible is a great show. Happy Mother's Day to Meredith. And Owe, because I'm saying it right now, is pronounced like Owe, one word. Owe, not Owe. Tari Owe. So thank you so much, Tari. I feel like Tari's told me how to pronounce his name before.
Probably has.
He has. I know he has. And so I apologize, Tari. I'm blaming it on... when you're pregnant, you have like mom brain. I'm blaming this on farm brain. There's so much going on right now.
Yeah.
That I don't have, I can't keep anything straight. I'm lucky that I can call my kids by their names at this point.
I think we would all agree it's a very valuable use of your time.
The farm?
Yeah.
We have 2 horses here now.
Yes.
That's new since last week.
Actually, that is, yeah.
My favorite Dipper is here. Dippy Dip. He came.
Dipper, who is named after a character in Steven Universe by our 12-year-old. He was, what, 9?
10 or 10. Yeah, at the time. Dippy. Sweet Dippy. Oh my gosh, it's been so much fun this week, though, watching the horses play. Watching the little mini horse rear up on his hind legs to try to interact with the pony. And everybody's like, Dipper's really big. I'm like, Dipper's not even the biggest horse I have. Dipper is a pony. He's not even a horse. Just wait till I bring Vinny over.
Vinny just sounds big.
Vinny. Vinny. Hey, yo. Oh, hey. Vinny. I was going to say something else, but I don't know if that's copyrighted.
All right.
Adrian.
So there's...
You know what I'm talking about?
No. Oh, yeah. Yo, Adrian. I'm pretty sure you could probably say that.
I don't know. I don't even know.
Okay. So what are we looking at?
Why are your lights killing my eyes tonight?
Because every week...
Did you adjust them?
Not at all. Every week you find something new.
Oh, I don't find something new. They're really like, I close my eyes and all I can see is yellow. Like, I'm having a hard time reading.
So right now I'm getting reference for Omni-Man. So take just a minute.
All right. While you do that, I'm going to read the next super chat from Johnny Fitz for $2. Johnny says, happy belated Mother's Day, Miss Meredith. Thank you so much, Johnny. I hope everybody was good with their mom. Your mom texted me today, Dave, and she said, Meredith, thank you so much for the chocolates and the flowers. You got my favorite chocolates. They're already a box. You got 2 boxes. I only have half of a box left or something like that. And I'm like, she's like, you know me so well. And I had to text your mom back and go, it was your son. I got to give credit where credit is due. Yeah. You actually did it. You rocked your mom's Mother's Day gift.
I am so glad. Because yours was a lot tougher. Hers actually worked out pretty well. Because they had it.
What kind of chocolate did you get her?
I got her Lindt.
Oh, she loves Lindt.
Yes. And I know you don't, so I didn't.
Lindt should be burned as far as I'm concerned. No, why? Why do I want some crap in the middle of my chocolate?
All right, anyway. So yeah, I had to go to a couple places. I took a picture of the last, because I went to the supermarket. No Mother's Day cards, nothing. The entire section is just blank.
But you can't get a Mother's Day card on Mother's Day.
Oh, I know that now. And so then I went to Shoppers Drug Mart, it's a Canadian drugstore. And yeah, again, so I actually took a picture of that to show you, like, hey, look, I tried.
I don't need a card. Did you get a card? Try to get a card for me?
Yeah.
I don't need a card. I never want a card.
Okay, well, I put a lot of work into that, so, you know.
Well, thank you. But I want you to know I never need a card. Cards are a waste. I never get people cards.
Well,
I never need a card.
That, you know, so.
Cards are a waste. Some people really love cards. I'm not that person. I would rather you say, thank you for making me coffee this morning, Meredith. Or
I would say thank you, but
thank you since I do it every morning. Or thank you for cleaning my office for me, Meredith. Instead of saying, somebody rearranged my stuff. I only put it up off the floor.
I don't have things on the
floor. Oh, Patches. You're trouble. Oh my gosh, I have the funniest Patches story ever. Are you ready for it? And then I'll read super chats. So last night I'm lying in bed. And all of a sudden Patches comes running into the room. And she is making the most bizarre noise. Like, wah, wah, wah. I can't even describe the noise she's making.
Can you imitate that again?
No, I can't. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And she's acting strangely like the time when she caught the mouse.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh crap. So I get out of bed, I turn on the light, and she's like, her head is under the bed, but her tail is out of the bed. And she's making this noise. I'm like, what? Is there a mouse? I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the last thing I want to deal with today. At 10 o'clock at night is the cat is chased a mouse under our bed.
We have not had a mouse here for months.
So here we go.
Yeah.
So I get down to see what on earth it is. She's got a tiny, like, I don't know, a 2-inch piece of hot dog.
She got it from Isaac's room because
no, not from Isaac's room. It was on the counter.
Oh, okay.
She jumped on the counter, got you obviously missed that plate when you were cleaning the kitchen.
Yeah.
Took the hot dog off the plate and was so freaking delighted with the fact that she made a kill. She had found fresh, and I used that word loosely, meat, and she was going to eat something. So I just left her be. I'm like, she is so freaking happy. It was hilarious. That's my Patches story for the day.
Well,
so I guess the moral of the story is let your cat find a piece of hot dog because they will be thrilled.
I thought the moral of the story is have your wife on your
have your
live
husband
stream and you get cat stories.
Have your husband actually clean the kitchen. That might be the moral of the story. All right. Next super chat. I'm so behind on super chats now. So behind.
For the sake of a cat story. I don't know why I turned this back up. I need to draw
right.
this way.
Next super chat comes from Michael Klein, 1 by 1 for $4.99. Michael says, "When's the next episode of Process?" Good question, Michael.
Actually,
and who's on? Gotta love it. Absolutely love it. Gotta make some social media clips of all these shows and streams. Where is the next episode of Process, Dave?
I gave them to Yuri a little bit ago. He actually emailed, this is a week ago. I am so terrible with this stuff. And he said, hey, he needed some information. I didn't get back to him. And I just got a little overwhelmed. Yuri has it. He's on the ball. It's my fault that they're late right now.
So who's left?
Dan DiDio. We have 3 more. We have Dan DiDio. We have
Andy Schmidt.
And we have
Matt Idelson.
That's right.
Yeah.
So those are the ones. And we'll have some more stuff coming up with Jay Fabok. I haven't confirmed that he's expressed interest in doing something. I would really like to do something.
What?
Jay Fabok.
What?
He's expressed interest in doing something. And so what I'd like to do is do maybe like a live stream, have him over here. I can't right now. We can't, we're all in lockdown, but as soon as we're out, I'd like to do something where maybe he could kind of run us through some of his digital process. I think that would be really interesting. So anyway, I'm going to run that by him and see what he has to say. But yeah, he's got the greatest stories. He's very entertaining. I've got another artist friend here also, Johnny Desjardins, who you can find him on Instagram. He's done stuff for Dynamite and Boom and like a bunch of whatever, a lot of people, DC, and at some point I'd like to get him here too. He's doing oil painting right now, which is very, very cool. So I think that'd be really interesting.
So I feel like I have to walk something back here.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't mean that I like the super chats for the money.
That's really, exactly how that sounded.
But Meredith. I know that apparently that is how it sounded.
Apparently.
But that's not what I meant. It just makes it really easy to scroll down because the super chats are like these bright colored highlighted things.
Yeah.
So it makes it easy to like find a comment.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? To keep the conversation rolling. I feel really badly because nobody believe me. It's fine. You don't have to believe me. I've never lied to you people. I'm always honest. But the fact of the matter is,
it's gone bad when you start having to say, I've never lied to you.
I've never lied. But I really genuinely wasn't thinking like, I like him because of the money. Money.
Well, strictly speaking,
but
I do my pages for money. This YouTube is not that, but
that isn't
I do
what
want
it was
to be self-sustaining, and it's nice for that. That's
I know, but it isn't really isn't what I was thinking. I was just thinking I like them because I can scroll down and like immediately know what my next comment is.
I wasn't quite sure what to say because I said, thank you so much, and then you say that, and I go, oh
my gosh,
okay, I guess that's how we're gonna go.
It's that kind of day today. It's a Monday.
Yeah, the amount of fights that we have because she says stuff like that.
I just say stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes it comes out. We can talk about my pony cart later. Other Minds has a super chat for $15.64. Other Minds says, howdy, Dave and Meredith. Meredith, what you just said hits close to home. That I'm in it for the money. I'm not. I'm really not. No, just kidding. Other Mind says, I will scratch up a doodle every now and then. Nothing hits harder than when my wife says, it's good, but it's not your best.
Yep. And, they're right when they say that because this is how fans look at work. And those are, fans are ultimately what matters. It doesn't matter what other professionals think of your work. It doesn't matter, it's people that just look at it and have no investment in you, don't care about you, and just care about getting a product that they like. And when they look at it and they, they're not really into it, well, yeah, and it's such a difficult thing. I know and I have seen it now, the whole controversy over redrawing. And, my only stance with that really, because I don't want to get it like, there's this whole political thing, whatever. I just know I went through the 90s when I was an image artist and we were selling really well. Things were going really well. Everybody seemed to really like what we were doing. And then in the 2000s, I went to Marvel and there was a real backlash against image. And pretty much the whole time I was at Marvel and a lot of the time I was at DC, I don't really feel like I get that quite so much anymore, but I definitely got a lot of people like that really hated my art and vocally said it all the time. And it was really hard for me for a little bit to kind of reconcile that because you want people to like what you do, And I finally realized that, I need to be true to what I want and what I love my art, what I love about doing it, and accept that people like I can't just say, oh, those people are wrong because they're not wrong. They like what they like, and they have every right to do that. They have every right to criticize it in any way that they want. And I had to really be able to let that go and stop being offended by it because this is the life that I chose, right? So, I feel like if somebody wants to do a draw over, can it be offensive to the artist? Yeah, no, it hurts. It's not fun to have that. But I don't think that they don't have the right to do it, So I don't know. That said, I thought what Jeff did was very, very cool looking, and it was very entertaining.
All right.
I think that if you're going to criticize, you should be willing and able to take criticism back.
Dan Genovese has a super chat for $5, and Dan says, "Here you go, Yuri." Did you get that? He's super chatting for $5 for Yuri.
Oh, thank you, Dan. I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you, Dan. Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I don't know if you guys really noticed. I'm sure you did. The last video, it's negative space. Yuri didn't edit that one. I actually did that myself. Yuri has had school. He's been so busy that I've been trying to not overwhelm him. And that one, I was late with it. And I thought, you know what, I'll do it myself. It won't have, it had no intro. It didn't have any real camera movement. It had no music. Like, it was very bare bones, but at least it got out there. So, but the next one, that'll be all Yuri. He makes such a huge difference. And I mean, I've said this to Yuri. I don't know if I said this on here, but you guys don't see this from, when you see the amount of views a video gets, but what you don't see unless you're the creator is watch time. And when Yuri edits a video, my watch time is substantially longer. Like, it's, and it was much shorter actually for this week's video. Like, it really, right away, you could see the difference that he makes. He's a gold mine.
All right. Next super chat comes from Sergeant Big KW for $20. Sergeant says, "You are amazing," with a little emoji.
Thank you so much. This is very
the
generous.
Dancey
Sergeant,
emoji.
Thank you also.
Dance.
Dance emoji.
Dance emoji. All right.
Well, thank you.
Super chat from Brian Meret for $5. Brian says, "I'm struggling with anatomy right now, and there's so many resources on how to draw anatomy that it's overwhelming. What do you recommend, David?"
I recommend a couple of things are my favorite. George Bridgman is great. Now, you're not going to learn muscle placement exactly. Like, it's more of it's a bit of a stylistic thing, and I think it's a really great resource just for getting more angular art that has more of a nice, flow to it. It's something that really worked for me, so I always recommend it. So George Bridgman's Guide to Life Drawing. I really recommend. And now I want to say Andrew Loomis, and I really do recommend Andrew Loomis. Again, though, he doesn't really go into the anatomy, like all the muscles, but what he does do is have a really great figure breakdown, just simple shapes and how to move that in space. A really great head breakdown. That's really good stuff. Bart Sears did Brutes and Babes for Wizard magazine years ago. A few issues of Wizard, and that stuff was like gold, and that was huge for me when I was learning. And so much of my anatomy is kind of based on what he did in some of that stuff. So I would just look up Brutes and Babes, Bart Sears, and he also has a new art book actually that I think he's got 2 versions actually. Look, so he's got a couple, and I would definitely recommend those. Those are really very, very good resources. And then, from there, once you kind of have a sense of where all the muscles go, and you basically know you've got your bicep here, you got a connection there that kind of connects down into here. You kind of know where the muscles go. Then it's a matter of looking at other comic artists that do it well, like Ryan Otley, who does Invincible, his shoulder and back construction. By the way, when I said I've kind of been learning that, well, a lot of that's from that. He does it so incredibly well. You can take that, and that's really how you really develop your anatomical understanding is take advantage of the great work of artists that do it well and learn from it. This is where things could really fall apart in the sketch, because I want to have his cape kind of coming out like this, and without reference, this could be.
Next super chat comes from Johnny Fitz for $2. Johnny says, also, hello, Mr. Dave. Awesome artwork as always.
Thank you so much, Johnny. I really appreciate it. Thanks for being here again.
And a super chat from Wayne Blackman for $20. Wayne says, good evening, Finches. Love your channel as always. Hi, David. Do you think mechanical pencils are suitable for drawing? I love that you don't have to sharpen them, but I struggle to achieve an organic look. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Wayne, for the super chat.
Yes, thank you. I don't use mechanical pencils just because I press too hard and they break too easily. So that's my reason. I would prefer a mechanical pencil over a pencil I had to sharpen, though. Like a wood pencil. Now, I do have to sharpen my pencil, but yeah, I think mechanical pencils work really well, and there are a lot of artists that use them really effectively. You can't get a thicker lead. So there's that. And something I really like to do with my pencil is I can, when I'm drawing, it naturally gets, I don't want to do a bunch of stuff I have to erase here. Hold on. So when I'm drawing, I get a decently thin line. If I keep going, though, it's just going to get thicker as my lead gets flattened out in that spot. And if I don't turn my pencil, it actually makes it easier for me to go heavier with my rendering. If I want to go lighter again, I just kind of twist the pencil, and look at that. Like, the same pressure, I'm getting a thinner line, and I can just keep twisting, and I don't have to sharpen a million times. So just twisting your pencil strategically is really good for not having to sharpen over and over and over again. The other thing is that I can just put it on its side like this, and I can fill in a nice big area of shadow very, very quickly, which is nicer than, you can see this takes quite a bit longer. So, those are things that are difficult to do with mechanical pencil, I think. Trying to put a cap on my pencil.
All right.
I think we're...
Justin Jones has a super chat for $5. Justin says, hey, Dave and Meredith. Invincible is looking awesome. Dave, incredible work. And happy belated Mother's Day to Meredith. Thank you so much, Justin.
Yeah, thank you all the way around. I really appreciate it. It's very nice of you.
Alame has a super chat for $5. Alame says, suggestion. Give Invincible a broken eye goggle.
Oh, okay.
They
sure.
always get damaged in a big fight.
Yeah, because it looks cool. All right, I'll do it. I'll do that right now. Actually, I'm going to erase it. I'll do it right now before I forget, because I will forget for sure. Right now, I just want to paint this thing. That's the thing. Eric Grove has me so obsessed with painting. It's not good. I'm trying to limit it to once a week. So we're painting on Saturdays, and I think we're going to do another 2 painting sessions anyway, and then we'll do another live stream. And so you guys kind of not only see how we've kind of developed, but also just in terms of technique. I find the more I do something, things get a little streamlined. So yeah, we'll try another one. And I had so much fun with that. And I was a little, I wasn't worried. I figured if nobody watches, it's fine. It's not like it's the end of the world. But I was pretty amazed and gratified that it seemed to, go over really well. I just wish I knew what I was doing more. But in some ways, it's kind of the fun, You get to make all the same mistakes with us. And, also something great about doing a live stream, we had Gerald Lang was in the chat, and he kept adding suggestions. Like at one point he said for my facial color to add a little bit of blue to the skin tone, and boom, like it just worked. All right.
Well, that's because Jerry's a great painter.
Yes.
All right.
Is.
Next super chat comes from Christopher Espinal for $5. Christopher wants to know, have you ever thought of doing a Terry McGinnis Batman Beyond piece? Seems like something you would do for fun. You would have fun doing.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, that is a great idea. And like I love doing Batman, but I'm thinking to myself, oh, I don't know. I can only do so many Batman drawings on here. You know, I think people would start to drift away pretty quick if I drew Batman every single week. But yeah, I need to put that one high on the list. And how is it that never got suggested?
I don't know. But you know what I do know?
Oh, is it time for the book? Okay. All right.
It's not the book of the week till I get to sing the song.
Montero says, amazing drawing, Dave. I'm loving the show. Well, great to have you here. Thanks for coming.
All right.
We were
I'm
just talking about
almost done. La di da 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 da.
Okay, please. Holy crap.
It's not done till I push the envelope.
So we don't swear on this show, but wow, do you make it tough sometimes. All right. So this is an Arthur Adams sketchbook. Like I said. All right.
I'm muting myself.
Oh, this is an Arthur Adams sketch. Not helping. By the way, you muted me, not you.
I muted myself.
No, you muted me.
Are you number one?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I muted myself.
Okay. I have a few of these. I kind of went through these before the stream started because I wanted to make sure that I'm not going to show anything that'll get me in trouble. And unfortunately, some of the other ones have a decent amount of nudity. But I've been looking at a lot of this stuff lately. It's absolutely incredible line work. This is all mostly done with the same kind of pens that I use, Micron. Now, I don't want to say that it's a Micron. It could be a different brand. I don't know, but it's the same type of tool. But what he gets out of it is really, really, truly amazing. And we're gonna skip past some stuff. But what I really wanted to show this for is here's an example. He's got inks and he's got pencils, and it's really always interesting for me to see just how much he's putting in his pencils and what he puts in with ink. And I tend to be looser with my pencils for sure, but it's really, I find it very, very interesting just to look at something like this where he put all the black in with ink and like this whole background. But what I really wanted to show you guys, this is what I really love about this book. And the other ones that have the same thing, he'll show a cover. And so this is his Incredible Hulk cover. It's got Samson, whatever. Anyway, and it's a very, very cool cover. And this is like a take on the Jim Steranko Hulk from years ago. And here he's got layouts. So this is the layout that he ultimately went with. And these are other layouts that he's turning into editorial and presenting as options. And his layouts are so absolutely incredible. I love how he defines his anatomy. It's very, very simple, but it's all really there. His figure breakdowns are absolutely top notch. It's incredible. And I think you get so much out of seeing just the simple shape breakdowns that he uses, like for these legs here, these figures here. And there's a whole bunch of this stuff in here. This is an Avengers cover. And it's a beautiful, beautiful cover. But again, this would be the layout that he went with. And you've got other layouts. And these are realized drawings that must take quite a while. This is not a fast thing to do. The amount of work that he does behind the scenes before he does a cover, and you see why his work is so incredible. One of the reasons why. But yeah, this figure here, it's so far away that you can barely see it. I apologize. I could zoom in, but there's so much on the page. And it just, they're beautifully, beautifully drawn. And I just think these are such a valuable resource. If you're wanting to learn how to draw figures and get more dynamic, using these as reference and drawing some of these figures, I don't think you could really do too much better. Like these hands even, and they're so simple. And that's something that's really important is when you're trying to learn how to draw, and you're trying to draw from this, it's much more difficult because you get lost with all of the great detail and everything that's going on in there. But when you see it drawn in just really, really simple terms, it's very easy to understand just his simple volumes and mass. So yeah, another Spider-Man cover. And again, all of the layouts, beautiful figures. It's just, yeah. And his layouts are great. My favorite thing truly is, though, just the way he breaks down his figures, just his anatomy. Very simplified. Actually, and we're talking about, I am going to zoom in on this. You guys got to see this. So take me a second here. You know what? I'm partially zoomed in as it is. I didn't even realize this whole time. Okay. So here it is. This figure here, the way that he's got his this would be his frontal hip bone. There's a name for it. I don't know. And then this is his leg kind of connecting into it. And the way that he's defined it just with these lines here, it's a really useful line to use to connect the leg. And he doesn't do it everywhere because this angle here just doesn't allow for it, and neither does this one. But this is a specific angle where it really works. And if you kind of get that, well, that's something that whenever you draw a figure from that angle, you're going to have an easier time. So, I love those kinds of little things with art. Yeah, really, I mean, beautiful stuff. All the hands. Anyway, there's so much of it in here. Now, that was kind of the end of that section. And there's more. Is there not more? Well, there's more in the other ones. Anyway, and then just a huge collection of, take a look at this thing. Why am I turning upside down? Look at that picture. It's just absolutely amazing. So yeah, it's great just as a book just to look at and appreciate, but it's also a really great resource. I think all of his books are. Some of them have a little nudity, so just, be aware. So there you go, book of the week. And then let me zoom out. I didn't realize I was zoomed in this whole time. I finished. You can go on. Have you fallen asleep?
I did not fall asleep.
Okay.
That did not happen. I did not close my eyes. Johnny Fitz has a super chat for $5 to Dave. It says, Johnny, your live streams and tutorials help me get back into art. Thanks. I owe you. Keep being awesome, sir, and keep creating dope art.
Thank you so much, Johnny.
Boom.
And thank you for, pursuing your art again. I have to say, when I started the channel again, I thought, putting out stuff that could be a resource for people that are learning how to draw. I really like the idea of doing that, but the idea of it inspiring people to draw again or to take it up for the first time is really amazing. It's I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate when you let me know, because it means a lot. So thank you.
I muted myself. I was trying to talk and I muted myself. All right. I feel like I just lost a super chat. Tease Art has a super chat for $2.79. Tease Art says, loving the stream and have a great day.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And yeah, you too.
And Tari Owe says, hey, David, for $4.99 super chat. Hey, David, I need names of everyone that you said hated your art. I'm taking names and kicking behinds. The offer stands even if you say no.
Well, I want to say thank you. I feel like that's probably not the appropriate response for that one. You
Meredith,
know what?
Just contact Meredith. Meredith will give you the names.
Sure. Yeah, and look, it's people have the right to like what they like and dislike what they don't.
No,
online
they don't.
It can get what's that?
No, they don't.
They don't. Online, it can get a little vicious, and I've taken it hard at times for sure. But that kind of helps you grow too. Like I've talked to artists on here that have had a lot of trouble with getting criticism, and it can be difficult to know how to deal with that, and just wanting to take your work down and not show it to anyone. And it's such a mistake, because if you do anything worthwhile, people are going to criticize, and it doesn't make them wrong. Some people, obviously there are people that are just missing something in their lives and so on and so forth. And I mean, yeah, that happens for sure. But yeah, it's a privilege to be part of a medium that has a fan base and that has people that are passionate about the work. And I think they have the right to hate what you do, that comes along with it.
Nobody has the right.
All right.
I say no. I'm very defensive. Tagmo Model Works has a super chat for $5. Tag says, hi, Finches. I'm really digging the new 3-hour format. I'm kidding. Just teasing Meredith because you can literally see the steam.
Right.
She's in a really happy teasing mood. Yeah, but that can instantly go to a really happy killing mood. Just watch out.
Well, thank you so much, Dagmar. I really appreciate it. Again, there.
I did miss super chats. I'm gonna have to go back through. I'm gonna have to open the stream in another because I got so far behind. Jerry Lang has a super chat for $5. Jerry's in the house. Jerry says, sent you an email the next day telling you the final painting came out great and thanking you for the kind words. Meant a lot working on my own book.
Awesome.
I've seen stuff from Jerry's book. It looks amazing.
I missed his email, but I mean, this is what I do.
So you miss emails all the time.
So
I mean, he misses conversations that we're having in the house.
And it's only Monday. So that's okay. That's a few days ago. I'm sorry, Jerry.
Did you do this on Thursday?
Yes, and I haven't checked my email. I
haven't checked your email either, which is a bit of a problem. So
that's why, that's what happened. Normally, if I don't check, often if I don't check, at least Meredith takes a look at it, and she's been mad at me for a day. So something about cleaning my office without my permission and then getting
without
all butthurt
even a word of thank you. I don't even know how to say.
The thing is, this is a very secretive
stop now
place.
Yeah. Stop now.
Okay, the thing is, I had ice cream down here that she found.
Oh, I found 2 actually empty containers of ice cream.
So yeah.
That's why you were upset, because I found your stash.
And I'm like, all right, what do you I never get away with anything around here, and it's frustrating.
No, you never do. And you never will.
So yeah.
All right. Super chat.
My office.
No, I'll find your ice cream stash. My ice cream, actually. That was my ice cream that you ate.
It was good too.
Chocolate Haagen-Dazs that Everett bought for his mama. And you ate.
That's just protecting you from.
Don't you feel badly?
Unwanted. Yeah, I feel badly, which is why I was so PO'd that you went in.
You don't need to protect me from eating calories.
Hey.
I am burning calories all day long. Brad Scott Art has a super chat. I build chicken coops, fences, muck stalls. What are you doing today, Dave?
I did a bunch of layouts. I'm drawing this picture right now.
I know. You work really hard. I wish that you could have a treadmill and draw at the same time. Brad Scott Art, because it's just you need to work. You work all the time, but then it doesn't make room for your health.
It's not a good balance.
$20 super chat from Brad Scott Art, which I've said Brad's name 3 times now.
Well, thank you, Brad.
Brad says, David Meredith, I never mind giving you a super chat because I feel like I get an art education every week. Also, I'm very blessed, and it's important in my life journey to share those blessings. And as usual, Miss Meredith rules, rocks, rules, rolls over and over again. I can make whatever I want to say. It's MMR.
Thank you so much, Brad. Really.
We really appreciate it. Yeah. And I have to be honest, I feel very much the same way. We are very blessed, and I like to do what I can to share that with the people in my own life who I feel like sometimes need a little pick-me-up. Sometimes it's as simple as paying for the coffee of the person in the car behind you at the drive-thru.
You do that?
Don't you?
No.
Never?
No.
You've never done that?
No. You buy their own coffee.
They'll be like, oh, I don't know. This one is it's $5 because they got a coffee and a breakfast sandwich. I'm like, buy them their freaking coffee and a breakfast sandwich for the day.
Oh man, I don't do things for people.
I love you so much. You do stuff for me. You do so much for me that allows me to do stuff for other people. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds good.
We'll go with that one because you have a very good heart. So don't even start. All right. Next. Oh crap. Sorry. Am I allowed to say that on the stream?
No.
C word. Use the C word.
Yeah.
Put a penny in the swear jar.
I don't think that would be the.
Doggone it. Because I'm having to go back to find super chats that I missed while you were doing your book of the week because I was so far behind. You can say
doggone it.
Dang it.
Too much.
Dang it's too much. Okay. I'm just but then I have to watch the stream define the super chats. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's one thing I love about the process videos.
Here we go.
It works so hard to never swear on here, and then we do process, and there's
I keep hitting. Oh, dang it. Dang it again. And there's no like ability to just go like 5 seconds back. Do you know what I mean?
Zoomed out too much, maybe a little bit. I'm gonna, you know what? Here, I'm gonna do this.
Try it one more time. One more time. I keep missing the same super chat.
I really
over and over again.
I have a hard time with costumes that have different types of, like, it's got dark areas and then light areas, and I don't want it to all just blend into something. So trying to be really dark here and then lighter here. That's something that I feel like I've gotten better at, but it's always been a bit of a challenge because it breaks my lighting a little bit. And it doesn't. I just
the super chat
with it.
I did find it was Johnny Fitz's, so we did read that one. So now I'm going to skip ahead. See if I can find the next one. So I bought a cart for my pony today. That was a mic drop moment.
Yeah, truly.
You're like, what do you mean you bought a cart for your pony? I bought like a cart where I can, like, the pony can pull me. All right, here we go. Here's another super chat. Other Minds, $10 super chat. Other Mind says, haha, thanks, Dave. You answered my questions from last week, and Jay Scott turned lemons into lemonade and is making money for charity on eBay with his redrawing of the redrawing.
Yeah, which I think is really great. And like I said last week, he is a great guy, a great friend, and you know, when you're in his kind of a position, there are people that want to see you not be there. So, you know, I think he handled it very well.
Next super chat comes from T's Art for $2.79. T says, loving the stream and have a great day.
Thank you so much, T's Art. I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming and spending time with us.
I'm just going to let it roll. I feel like there's another super chat coming up that I missed. I'm sorry. So anyway, we're talking about my pony cart.
Right? Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
It's very exciting.
So back to the
it's
subject
got no.
hand.
Did you know that it has no flat wheels? Did you know even that was possible?
I didn't know that. I don't know what you're talking about.
The wheels don't go flat. They don't have air in them.
Oh, so they're just rubber.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a bike like that when I was a kid.
Did you?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty
old.
cool.
Yeah.
It was made by Mennonites, so it's gonna last forever.
Should be fun.
I'm excited.
Pony's the size of our dog, so
I could hook the. I mean, really, I could hook the dog up to the cart if I needed to.
Like literally, I'm not kidding. The pony is the size of our dogs.
Well, slightly bigger.
Slightly
bigger. Slightly. I mean, I've posted pictures on Facebook. It's very slightly. All right, I think I caught up. If I missed your super chat, I'm very, very sorry. Very sorry. Just tag me. Tag me. Dave Philpott says, Meredith, what color Dragon Rage?
Dave Philpott. Thank you, Dave.
Dave wants to know what color Dragon Rage
I forgot
shirt.
Dave Philpott's last name. Dave Philpott, by the way, is the writer of Dragon Rage.
Yes, I know that.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm sorry, Dave. All right, go on.
I want to know. He wants to know what color of Dragon Rage shirt I want. I didn't know there were color options. Is there white? I'll take white. I'll take black. Pink? I'll take pink. Those are my options.
Not blue?
No, I don't wear blue t-shirts. I mean, I have a blue...
Yep.
I have a blue t-shirt on as we speak when I say that, but it doesn't have a logo on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
I don't wear blue logo t-shirts.
Right.
There's like a certain look that I'm going for at a certain time.
Important distinction.
That's right. It's important. David, don't forget to break the goggles.
No, I got, well, it'll get there, but I've got it. Here, check it out. Broken. So it's getting there.
Nick from Detroit says, release the Kraken death. Apparently I'm the Kraken. With my fate. I mean, oh my gosh. And if you meet me in person, you'll be like, who is this person who seems so put together in the flesh and yet on the stream falls apart every Monday night?
That's
the greatest thing
if
about
they met you, they think you're put together.
I think they would. I think they would think that.
They'd be like, wow.
Has anybody on the stream met me in person?
How magical and glorious.
And did I seem like I was did they seem like I
She is so
has
amazing.
anybody on the stream met me in person at
because
a comic book convention?
I'm so amazing. I just want to let you know.
No, I think I seem like I'm a little bit straight-laced. Yeah. I do. I come across a little straight-laced
I come across as too good for you. I just want to let you know.
Thank you for putting words in my mouth, you dopey head. I have to keep this friendly. Dumb face.
Okay, wow. Stop.
What can I say? All right. Now, and I'm lost the super chats again because you keep distracting me. Okay. Oh, this is the uncomfortable couch that I complain about every week. Somebody, I need a thermarest. Oh. Okay, here we go. I had to get a pillow behind my back. All right. Next super chat comes from WB Hughes for £1, but I don't see a comment from WB. So,
well, thank you very much to WB. Really appreciate it.
Kennedy Hair 84 says, Dave, buy a rebounder to bounce on during breaks from drawing. Lots of health benefits, and they're cheap and fun. What the heck is a rebounder?
Yeah, curious.
I have to look that one up. Thank you for the tip. George Arnold says, I pay for the person in drive-thrus behind me at Pal sometimes. See? You
guys are better people than me, that's for sure. You know what? I wouldn't so much be against it. I just I don't know. I'd worry people think that it's just kind of weird. You know?
I've had it happen to me too, where somebody's paid for my coffee. So
I've had that happen, and I yelled at them. So
did you? Yeah, so they didn't do that again.
Felt good about it then. Actually, I think I've had that happen. I didn't, obviously, but that's an unusual thing. Most people don't do that.
It depends on the place where you are. I think it happens more in some places than others.
Yeah.
Yeah. Prater 7 has a super chat for $2. Prater wants to know, how are you deciding on what or how you ink? Thanks. Also, before you answer that question, I think it's one of those like, oh, you paid for my coffee or my tea, so I'll pay for the person behind me. And it kind of had, like, there was one place in the States where I think it happened for like 3 days in a row. Every single person paid for the car behind them.
In which case, like some kind of pay for their own car.
It was a record, though.
So cynical.
You are. Now answer Prater's question.
Okay, so
hold on. Before you do, you're so cynical. Now answer Prater's question. Now you can do it.
Okay.
You know what I did there?
No.
I had to use a whip.
Oh.
But it takes time if I'm not on the right setting.
Right.
I don't like this going back and forth.
Okay.
I need more buttons on my soundboard.
So for inking, the way that I decide how I'm going to do it is, I just do this kind of thin line at first because, and I don't think I've really brought out the white eraser, but it means that if I screw up and I don't like something, I can really easily just take out my white paint pen and just get rid of a line just like that. Whereas if I have it like this, it's obviously a lot more work. And then I use my brush and I block in all of my shadow shapes, basically, to kind of get it in there. And it can be a little messy. I'm not the best with this kind of a brush, but from there, the next step will be just more detail on top of this. And I like doing it this way because, I mean, strictly speaking, if I wanted to be a looser artist, I could just do it like this and be kind of looser, but it gives me a bit of a finished picture that I can just refine.
All right. Question from Greg L. Static Art. Greg says, Meredith, sorry, I can't really super chat this, but can you ask Dave, how do you add the anatomy to poses like this or the Wolverine from that Monday Night Draw?
Okay, so here's the process, right? And I'll just do it with, I've got his body here. He's got an arm down. One hand here. The other hand is kind of here. And I think I had his head just about here. So and legs, obviously. So there's basically my figure kind of just really, really roughed in. And from there, I know, let me get out my eraser and just lighten this down a little bit. I don't need to worry about any anatomy there at all. I just want my placement. From there, the next most important thing for me is to get the shape of my limbs really kind of working. So I'm not worrying about individual muscles so much, but I've learned it well enough. What's really important to me is I know that's going to be the shape of my arm. Here's my other arm. And so I'm dealing with larger volumes, like shapes of the, like his chest goes in the middle here, comes across here. His stomach is going to keep coming down from the chest. Rib cage cuts in here. And so I'm still not really drawing anatomy, but what I am doing is drawing fairly accurate, decently accurate shapes for my body parts. And this takes practice to get to the point where you can get like this, like here, looking like it kind of has the right shape to it. It doesn't just happen. And then from there, I can really say, okay, I've got a muscle here and here, and then this muscle connects inside here, and I've got my tricep here, connection here, this muscle here, and really go through and, you know, work out my actual anatomy. Now, I don't really do this. I used to do this for every drawing. I would really work out every single muscle as a guide. And over time, I found I didn't really need to do that as much. So I've got my chest striation coming out this way on this side like this, and my stomach. And so, yeah, but I'm hanging it on something that already had a pretty good shape to it. And it had a pretty good shape to it because I've done it a million times, just simple gesture sketches to get good at drawing my simple shape. Now, if I drew an arm just as a shape and it was really like odd, and now the problem is I'm so programmed, it's hard to do it wrong, you know, but it would be incredibly difficult for me to, you know, try and say, okay, this muscle goes here and then this one goes here. And then this one's here and this one's, like, you can see it looks terrible. It's all wrong because the actual shape is wrong. So you really want to work on the shapes of your limbs first and get good at being able to just break it down really simply. And that's why I emphasize gesture drawing so much, because, you know, once you can do that, there's a muscle here and this muscle here, you got this big long tendon here. They all kind of connect up to this kind of a thing here. And your knee is here, bottom of the knee, that muscle. And it makes it really easy for you to, you know, sketch in all your muscles without fighting with it too much. And it's because I had the initial shape kind of working. So that's how I do it.
All right. Apparently people have met me. And Lance DeBoyer says, I have met you, Meredith.
I gather he disagrees that you're...
He did not say anything. He just said he'd met me.
See, there you go. That's what he's thinking, though.
And Esquivo Art says, I met Meredith in person 2 years ago, and I was very intimidated. Laughing my flippin' bobo off. I have to make that kid friendly. You know what yeah. And Infinity Art says, I met you. You and Dave reviewed my portfolio in Calgary. Again, no comment about whether I was intimidating or not.
I think it speaks for itself.
I don't think I'm intimidating, but I think I'm like, I seem very serious and straight laced.
You can at times.
I think I can come across it versus like on the stream, which according to Yule Adamus says, I think the internet's pulling out her inner child. Tonight it might be.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a little bit punchy.
Well, it's good. I mean,
ride the wave, because last night was a horror show.
Yeah, it was. And we've done this where you've been in a bad mood. You know, it can be a little bit awkward.
I'm enjoying my adventure. I'll let you know how much I'm enjoying it when the pony takes off running and tips the cart and I come back with broken bones. But Joe B has a super chat for $2. Joe says, say something.
Joe says, say something.
Yep.
Something.
Where's my wah, 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 wah?
Well, and thank you.
Oh, no, that was a horse one. There, I said something. I tried it again.
That's the worst thing you can say. I do interview. Well, I haven't done an interview in ages, but when I was doing more interviews, especially like you take over Batman or something, and you end up doing a lot of interviews, and at the end of the interview, they say, "Can you tell me a crazy story about whatever your craziest convention story, or do you have anything that you would just like to add?" And beyond saying, "I'd like to thank my mother and whatever, my trainer, my coach," like I got nothing. Yeah, impossible to think of something under those circumstances. Like he asked me, I could tell you a million convention stories, but if you say, "What's your craziest convention story?" I'm like, I don't know. Have I even been to a convention? I go blank.
So funny. Oh, Dave Philpott says, I get the new improved version of the shirt. I sent Dave the practice version.
You know what that means? That means mine is limited edition. There's not going to be many of them.
You always got to spin it your way, don't you?
Yep.
Always. Why can't you be like that normally? Always look on the bright side of life when you're upstairs, above ground.
I do sometimes.
Sometimes. When you're talking to other people, like Eric. Always all nice to Eric. Eric calls and Dave's like, he can be like head spinning. And then Eric calls and like, oh, hey, Eric, how's it going? I'm jealous of Eric now.
Well, the thing is, like when you're being really terrible, I can just call Eric and I tell him all the terrible stuff that you do. And he's good with that, like advice for how to deal with you, Eric is going, no, what?
Oh, yeah. That laughter sucks. All right. You need a new laugh track on this thing.
I tried.
It's terrible. Take it off.
Paolo
Paolo Kagapan. I think I said that right. Paolo Kagapan has a super chat for £5. Hi, David and Meredith. Your stream is the reason my writer and I get a head start on the week's pages. Thanks for last week's advice on breaking into comics at 35.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Zayu says, I met Meredith and Dave. Meredith is in charge.
Yeah, it's true.
Brett Rain says, Meredith stands behind Dave at conventions with a whip and keeps the line moving. Habmed at MegaCon.
Yeah. Well, which is...
I don't have to do that anymore.
No, because now, yeah.
Dave has a manager now. Now I can be nice, Meredith.
Yeah, I've got... Yeah, now you have your own table now. So you're not even at my table.
When I go.
And so I have somebody else that is, and it is the unfortunate thing about conventions is...
and we don't sit together. I don't let you sit near me.
I could just sit there and talk to one person in line all day, like and there are times when you're really enjoying the conversation, and then there's a line of people that are just getting more and more annoyed as they're waiting, and they got other people that they'd like to see. It's not like they're there to see you; they're there to see ideally you, but other people too. So I try to be mindful of that. Anyway. So it's nice to have somebody to kind of keep me on whatever.
Henry Jermick says, I was thinking of giving Meredith a bottle of wine, but she would probably say, I christened thee Bad Penny and smashed the bottle over my head.
That's exactly what you do. It's true.
And he says, I think I would be disappointed if you didn't. Too funny. Too funny. Justin Cruz has a super chat for $4.99. Justin wants to know, does Dave mind if I put a fan art ink sketch up on my Instagram of that Wolverine you just painted? I just did it in ink. It's okay-ish. LOL. I love you guys.
Yeah, please do. I think that'd be great.
Make sure you tag Dave.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, when I put it on Instagram, I put up the it was colored pencil. So just like raw colored pencil first, and then the painted version. So yeah, no, I think that'd be great. I kind of have his cape here. This is what I get for trying to. I can't draw fabric without reference. I can't draw it with reference either. I need Mark Brooks to come over.
Yeah.
Do my fabric.
Oh yeah, he's very good. Ozzy Perez wants to know if I draw too.
She does. Like a 2-year-old.
My circles look like ovals and my squares look like hearts.
Yeah.
Sorry, I cannot draw.
Yeah, you really are one step above with your printing, putting little hearts on your eyes.
A big pardon?
I said you were one step above.
No, I heard what you said.
Yeah.
Because I make an effort to print neatly.
You're like that kind of person.
Because I actually write.
Because you care too much.
Because I care. If I did not care, we'd all be in trouble.
Would be.
This room would not have gotten cleaned.
That's true.
Fair enough. I wouldn't have also found your 2 empty cartons of ice cream, but the room wouldn't have gotten cleaned.
Yeah.
Poor Davey. All right. Next super chat I see comes from howtodrawcomics.net for $10.
Hey, it's Clayton Burton.
Well, Clayton Burton.
I have some of my howtodrawcomics.net. You can actually find some of my tutorial stuff up on their site. And I'm sure you guys are pretty familiar, right? Howtodrawcomics.net is they have a lot of incredible resources. I think my favorite one was figure proportions, and I learned quite a bit watching that. And again, this is where I'm like, I've been doing this for so many years. Doing tutorial stuff has really kind of taught me a lot, and part of that is just watching. They have great tutorials over there, and I was watching some of their stuff just to kind of get a feel of how I wanted to try and approach some of my stuff, and I also learned some things artistically too. And yeah, actually, I was just talking to Robert Marzullo about you guys. So thank you for being here.
May I read his super chat question now?
Yes.
Clayton says, this piece is coming together great, Dave. Thanks for the tips on using shape to help define anatomy. So important for creating a striking silhouette. By the way, when is your next course coming out?
Thank you very much. I have a bunch of textures. I did a huge amount of textures last time I did a texture video. And I can only put so much up in a YouTube video. And so, and I wanted to have stuff to sell too. What can I say? So yeah. Anyway, I've got a whole bunch of that. It's going to be on Gumroad within, I would say, the next week. So there's that. And then I've got something, I've already finished the whole thing. It's a huge, by far and away the biggest thing that I've done. And that is not going to be released by me. It's going to be a third party. That's coming really soon. I'm really excited to be talking about that soon. Yeah.
By the way, you have an email from that third party that you need to respond to.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Were they mad?
I don't know. I didn't read the email. I just saw it and
part of the reason I never read email is I'm always
down by it. Do you want me to read it out loud right here, right now?
That'd be.
I won't read it out loud.
Thank you for responding to our email. Finally, due to your, not responding to email the way that you should, we've decided to go in a different direction.
They're not going in a different direction.
I'm telling you, I always wait for people to say that because I'm so overwhelmed that stuff gets lost. And
no, I got to find it now.
Don't do it.
I'm just curious. I'm just going to read. I won't read it out loud. I'm going to have to Google it or search it because for some reason. There it is. I'm just going to reading it.
Howtodrawcomics.net says, thanks for the kind words on howtodrawcomics.net, Dave. Yeah, my pleasure. And really, 100% heartfelt. It's a phenomenal site, a great resource. And
they're,
yeah, just good stuff.
And this email is just trying to schedule a live stream.
Oh, okay.
So you should respond.
Okay, well, I'll do it in the morning.
All right. Pete Michelli has a super chat for $4.99. Pete says, hey, DNM, love everything you guys do. Any tips on drawing highly reflective skyscrapers?
Let me think for a second here. Okay. So this is going to have to be a little quick. Let me.
Because it's 9:39 and the clock is ticking.
Well, mostly because drawing a skyscraper.
Oh, dang it. Sorry.
Oh, did you hit the buzzer? Oh, man, this thing is going away.
I was trying to hit the clock.
All right.
Oops.
Okay, here is skyscraper. Here we go. So this is going to be really simple. Apologies, but you
need to put that buzzer on its own button.
It is on its own button. Anyway.
No, it's not. It shares a button with the clock.
I see what you're saying. Okay, so here's my sky. And already, I'm drawing a skyscraper. I'm giving it like an old building. Ignore that. I don't know what I was thinking. So here's. I'm just going to give it long, vertical separations. Like I'm kind of a modern building. I do this all the time where I draw basically even sizes, and if I end and it doesn't really work, I just shorten the whole building to compensate. It's easier than having to redraw everything or measure. That's the last thing I want to do. Okay, so from here, if I want to draw something reflective, here's the old image kind of way. You do this kind of a deal like I would do on a character, this kind of a thing. And that'll make it look but it looks cheeseball to me. I think it looks awful. So my preferred method, nobody has time. It's not possible. Highly reflective means that you would really see all of the other buildings really that in the area reflected onto it. That's just not something that you can really do. But what you can do is draw like a shadow across it like this. And, maybe, a couple of windows indicate, and so just indicate some just basically silhouetted kind of detail. Maybe like a, whatever, but you're just reflecting something into the building. This is so messy that I don't think this is the most useful. The problem is for me to really show this properly. I have not done the amount of perspective videos that I wanted to do just because it's a time commitment, but yeah, doing something, and then you could even give it a fade out, whatever, but it looks like you've got kind of a building reflected into it. And that's pretty much how I would do it. My other way that I would approach it is let the colorist do it. Really, if you're working with a good colorist, that's the kind of thing that they're really good at, reflections. Okay.
So next super chat is from Erica Scott.
Erica.
For $5. Erica wants to know, hi, Dave and Meredith. How do I give a reader backstory for 4 characters without it seeming forced? They're assassins, so I don't know how to have them talk about it. So I think the first question would be, how much of the backstory is absolutely necessary? Like, I think sometimes as writers, we spend a lot of time thinking about what motivates the characters and why the characters are doing what they're doing. But as a reader, you don't necessarily need to have all of that information. I think you as a writer need to have it because it informs the kind of ways the character will speak. And you have to have that for yourself, but I don't know that the reader always needs to have it. That being said, if you feel like there are important aspects of the backstory that you want to incorporate, it doesn't necessarily have to be done in the first issue. I mean, I think part of what we've been talking about, the Invincible TV show, part of what's really great about how that show develops is we don't know what's going on with Omni-Man and why he's doing what he's doing. I mean, 3 episodes in, right? Do you know now, Dave? Did I fall asleep?
No, I still don't know. But I want to throw this out there really quickly. Wolverine, for years, never had a backstory. Nobody really knew what it was. And at the beginning of every Wolverine comic, he would say, I'm the best at what I do, and what I do isn't very nice. That's basically all you needed to know.
Right.
I think more than that, it's something that can be really interesting to readers once they get to know a character. But getting to know a character, they need to know who that character is, not why.
Right. That's where I think that you're putting it into a nutshell for me. But how much of the backstory is necessary to advance your story? Is the question I would ask, because I think that you put so much as a writer into creating a world that your characters are going to live in and function in, but ultimately a lot of that is, it's like Dave drawing a layout for a page. Nobody actually sees the layout. The layout informs the actual drawing, but it ultimately gets erased. So I don't know if that helps. If you need to have backstory, maybe you put something at the front of the book, like a little, these are who the characters are. I've seen comic books do that. But ask yourself, Erica, is the backstory necessary to advance the story?
Yeah, and it's something that you always have in your tool belt. One day, if you want to, like for instance, if you have a character that's a total jerk and is awful to everyone, and people get to know the character that they're a total jerk, they're awful to everyone, and they accept them on those terms. But then you decide you want to humanize them a little bit. You can show how they became that way, like what happened to them, and it can really change how people feel about a character. So when I think the most important thing is to establish what a character is and who they are for the reader. And then if you want to deepen that relationship or change that relationship, that's where it can really work.
Well, it was like with the Rose comic book that had she had a whole cast of characters. I knew their backstory.
Yeah.
But I only, like, as the conversation went along, or as the story went along, I only gave as much as was necessary.
Right. And for the most part, nobody cared about those characters. So having a lot of backstory for those guys wouldn't have really been effective. Yeah, I crack myself up at least. Oh, you can't just go quiet now. Oh, you still playing music? Okay. You do that. That's fine.
So anyway, we're going to pretend Dave isn't speaking tonight. Kevin Mandevil has a super chat from 989, which I will now be answering, Kevin, because Dave is banned. Kevin wants to know, David, are you the type of artist who will look back on his old work for inspiration, or do you find that hinders your growth? I'm reading Tales of Witchblade 2 currently for reference and was curious. Since Dave is banned, I will answer that question for you, Kevin.
You think that's a question you can answer?
No.
Okay.
You don't look back in your old work.
No, I do. Not always, but I certainly have. I went through a period where I was doing a lot of digital art, and I kind of really forgot a bunch of things. And I've seen this with other artists too. Some of my favorite artists where, their work from years ago is just better. I mean, I can't really argue with the fact that they've lost a step, and I never want to be in that position if I can help it, and so, yeah, I had a period where I was really kind of second guessing, and so I was looking back at some of the stuff that I was doing for Avengers and Moon Knight, and thinking, okay, what was really working there? What did I kind of like? I did some stuff with hands that I really liked, and I'd kind of forgotten. So I did some actual sketches for my own work, which was kind of crazy. That was the only time I had done that to that point, and I've done that a few other times. Like you can learn things and then forget them, and that's a skill you have in your toolbox that it's a shame when it's gone. So yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that you want to grow, but I think you also don't want to, the things that make up your work that you're happy with. You don't want to lose those. So I kind of think that that's more of a thing for an older artist, though. That would be, when you're starting out, maybe it's not really the best thing, but when you're getting a little bit older, I think that could be helpful.
I feel badly now. Russ Hicks says my accidental buzzing made his dog run and hide.
Oh yeah, you should feel bad. Oh
Poor
man.
puppy. Poor little puppy. All right.
We like dogs around here too.
We do. I'm going to butcher this name. Adivis Suarez has a super chat for $5. What do you think about the new Watts on Bridgman book?
I have not seen it yet, and I am dying to. First of all, I'm a huge fan of Jeffrey Watts and that whole school. I had a membership for ages, and I've kind of gone back and forth. I've had memberships, and then I just get so busy with work that I'm not using it, and so I let it lapse, and then I end up just getting it again. So probably 3 times or so, I've got memberships to that school. The stuff on there is really invaluable, and Jeffrey Watts, not only is he a great teacher, he really is. He knows his stuff backwards and forwards, but he's also just a real pleasure to listen to. Like he will just sit and draw and tell stories, and I usually don't have patience for that. Really, I just want, like, give me the information. And I'm watching these videos like, man, we're buddies now. I really just like him. So yeah, great stuff. So I definitely want to see what he has to say.
All right. Super chat from Brett Rain for $4.99. Brett says, just wanted to say thanks for your time and insights. Can't wait for your new book. You should do Drink and Draw with Panosian, Joe Q, and crew.
I saw that they have that. Yeah, I had no idea. Now, I don't know if they would have me. So, I would definitely do it. I mean, it would be great, but I don't know. I'm not really part of that crew. I know them all.
We aren't part of that club.
Yeah.
We're not part of the cool crowd.
I know. I always feel
we're on the outskirts. We're the comic outskirts, but we're part of the Finch flock.
That's right.
So that's all that matters.
That's all we really need.
You guys like us, right? Right? No, just kidding. All right. Ross Klein wants to know, David Meredith, how much thought do you give to camera angles when you draw/write? I do, in the sense that, like, I have a visual of where the visual of where the shot's coming from. Like if it's a bird's eye view, or
how much thought do I give to camera angles?
How much thought do you give to camera angles? Like, I think about it.
I'm going to say very little.
Because it's in your script?
No, it rarely is. Very little because I see the shot from a particular angle when I'm thinking about it. Like I kind of see it from a particular angle. I have to say,
But that's part of that's. I do the same thing. That is thinking about the angle.
Right,
you're not thinking specifically of the camera angle, but you're thinking of the angle of the shot.
But yeah, I am. But it's not like I'm thinking, how about this angle? How about that angle? Like 90% of the time, I just kind of see the shot in my head, and that's the angle that I want to go with.
Okay, I would agree. I would do the same thing in writing. Like I see where the shot's coming from.
Right, and there are
my
reasons.
Own mind.
There are reasons to pick different angles. For instance, a close-up is going to give you a lot more insight into somebody's emotions and what they're thinking and feeling. You're going to see their face and their expression, obviously, more clearly. It also can show what somebody's doing with their hands, those kinds of specifics, and they can be really necessary. A medium shot's going to give you a good sense of what the character is doing themselves and potentially give you a little bit of background. And then obviously a long shot's going to give you the whole setting and establish everything, which is very, very important. You need to have at least one of those. Now, depending on what I need to show, and the script will say, like if it says, we see a huge robot surrounded by all kinds of scaffolding, and there are people on all these different levels of scaffolding and so on and so forth, you know the kind of shot that I'm talking about. Well, I'm going to do a huge vertical panel for that because I want to show a big tall robot with all these people, and it just makes sense. Probably. Well, I'm not going to draw it straight on because to me it's a little boring. So I'm going to pick looking down at it or looking above at it. Looking above at it. And one is generally harder than the other. If I'm looking up at it, it's an easier shot than if I'm looking down at it. You end up having to draw the whole ground. You draw more. So if I wanted to be really impressive and I have the time, I'd probably choose downward. But generally speaking, I'd probably go upward on that because that would be a complex kind of a shot, and I might not have the time. So those are the kind of the things that run into my head, places where I actually have to think about it a little bit. If I'm showing Batman showing up and he looks menacing, obviously I want to be looking up at Batman. I don't want to just be looking straight at him. I want to see him, from above. It's much more intimidating when you're looking up at somebody. If I want somebody to look like they are weak, then I'm going to look down at them. So things like that. And a good part of that is kind of experience, and you learn what works. And then, I just naturally I see the angle of my head going in. Wake up.
I don't want to say that I'm yawning. I can't hear myself because I took the
couldn't
headphones
hear
off.
you yawn, but I don't know. I have like a sixth sense for when you're just like tuning out. You know what my sixth sense for that is?
Yawn?
When I start talking a lot. That's when you're like, oh, okay. Yeah. Especially about art. You kind of lose it a little bit.
I'm like, you do you. You do you. To be fair, people on the Monday night who watch this show tune in to listen to you talk about art for 2 hours.
Some of it.
Some of it. I have to listen to you talk about art all the time.
Yeah.
I try to tell you about the chicken coop I'm building. You literally talk over me.
So the bottom of his symbol, I kind of want to.
I just muted you. Just so you know. I see what you're doing there, and I muted you. That was like buzzer worthy, but I didn't go, eh. I just hit the mute button.
Very generous of you.
It was. I don't want to scare Russ's dog again.
Yeah, no. We really need to get that buzzer off of there. I thought it'd be funny, but that thing is just painful.
Yeah. And I don't intentionally hit it anymore.
Right, because there's no circumstance where that thing is
really good.
A good idea. No. I'm gonna take it off of there and replace it with something else.
I'll have to figure it out. I'll have to see what I want. What do I want? All right. Next super chat comes from Tegamo Model Works for $5. Tag says, we don't just like you guys. We love you guys.
Oh, thank you, Tegamo.
So grateful for your time and knowledge, and of course your sense of humor. Especially when we're punchy.
Tegamo.
Punchy.
Did he say especially when we're punchy, or did you throw that in?
No, I threw that in there.
I figured.
Because we are punchy tonight.
Are we? Yeah.
A little bit.
I'm in a good mood.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. You guys are the best. David.
Meredith.
It is 9:57.
Yeah, we have 15 minutes. I've got the whole bottom guy drawn in. I'm not gonna have time to render him without you losing it. So he's gonna be more.
You're gonna draw till 9, 10, 15, and then that'll be it.
So that gives me enough time to finish Invincible, get him nice and clean, and then we'll move on. Unfortunately, I kind of knew that going in with 2 figures. It's always a little ambitious, but
you're not gonna get 2 figures drawn in 2 hours.
No, and the problem is I can't do next week's live stream. Like this figure, it would take me,
5 minutes.
Right. So
you'll just have to post the finished picture later.
Yeah.
People will have to extrapolate. Oh, Nick from Detroit says, Meredith, you need the Jeopardy wrong answer sound. Oh, Jordan Seward was saying, I was thinking exactly the same thing. I think it's like a buzzer too.
Yeah, but it might be a little less.
Not quite as harsh. Once you start yawning, you just can't stop. Sheldon Martin has a super chat for $9.99. My phone died. Back now. Anyway, just saying, yo.
He said yo.
He said yo.
Too much. Thank you, Sheldon. Thank you very much.
So, my dad's coming tomorrow. We're going to work on the chicken coop.
Chicken coop again.
Well, I keep bringing it up because you won't ever let me talk about it. You haven't even seen it, have you?
No.
Have you been out of the house? Like you've actually walked by it. You have been out of the house.
I did see it, Meredith. Yeah, I've been out of the house and helping you water your horses.
Not today, because
today.
You need rubber boots to get down there.
Yeah.
You don't have rubber boots tall enough to get down there. We've had a lot of rain, And we have a lot of dirt just like stacked up around the yard.
So I'm trying to get through this, on time so you can go to bed. I feel like the other side of that equation is you should be, reading the chat and not talking about horses. I was just thinking horses. Nobody cares about horses. Let's have a poll.
The horses win. People want to know, what name do we call the farm? We haven't picked the farm name yet.
I thought we were going to go with...
Sam Kuchar says, I have chicken. People want to know about the horses. That's why Patches has 200. I don't know. How many followers does Patches have on Instagram right now? I don't know. Let's check. Let's check Patches' Instagram followers. I haven't posted on her Instagram lately.
Yeah, the last post, I liked it.
She has 206 followers.
And I like it. And then I realized, oh no, I just like that stupid.
Got cute little ponies on that Instagram page. And then it's got pictures of dogs looking at ponies.
Yeah.
I should post chickens. I'm going to post it. I'm going to post a chicken picture on Patches' Instagram page. Right. So people can see the chickens, just in case people haven't seen how cute the little chicks are.
I do like chickens.
You like to eat them for dinner?
KFC.
There's
good stuff.
Yeah. Here we go. Posting chickens on Patches' Instagram.
You got to be kidding me right now.
I'm not even hashtagging it. I'm just posting hashtag chickens.
Alessandro says every time that Meredith hits a horse button, he laughs.
See, there you go. People enjoy the horses. There. I only did hashtag chickens. I should have also hashtagged ticking Dave off. Hashtag chickens. Hashtag messing with Dave. Cute little chickens. All right, sorry. I got distracted. Last super chat I read was from Sheldon Martin. So now I will read the super chat from Tagamo Model Works for $5. Tag says, this piece is very strong. It's cover worthy, so dynamic. Maybe for a 200,000 giveaway. Just saying.
Ooh, yeah.
We are getting. I don't know how.
Well, 150. I mean, 200,000. That's a long way away. Yeah. Like I 150 is. I'm at 140. I'm almost 143 right now. So 150. That's going to be a few weeks anyway, I would think. And it depends. If I do a tutorial video that does really well, then it goes faster. If I do one that is less popular, then it goes slower. So I can never predict because I never know what tutorial video is really going to do well. No idea. So it could be a couple weeks. It could be a month.
So Dave, I'm going to read some comments from the stream because you've been criticizing me about talking about the chicken coop. Nick from Detroit says, how many stories is this chicken coop? Well, Nick, it's only one story, but it will have a little run and it will have 4 nesting boxes, which 12 chickens can apparently lay their eggs in.
See, Nick's been around on with us for a long time.
Ross Klein says,
he's forgetting I still have a ban button here,
No, you don't. Ross Klein says, I care about the horses.
Oh man.
And Yule
traders.
And Yule Adam says, get grave also pipes and make drainage. I do need to make drainage. I will be getting drainage.
Do, yeah.
It's on our list.
Expense so that
we got to finish getting all the grading. We do have to finish getting all the grading done. And then I'm going to add a couple French drains to get rid of the water. Page One Comics says, I care about horses, cats, and even chickens. Like, what are their names? I'm reading from the chat.
You realize that
you told me to read from the chat. Ross Klein says, my dada had horses. Nick from Detroit says, Green Acres. Joe Tolliver says,
every single person is just messing with me right now.
Better call it the Finch Flock. Monkey Skater 105 says, I care about horses too. Why not both? Here you go. This is going to make you feel better. Mike R says, really don't care about horses or chickens.
There you go.
There you go. Does that make you feel better?
Little sanity injected back into the stream.
There you go. Oh, dear. Oh, Vivian Droslot says, I might be getting horses next year when I move to Arkansas. Well, Vivian, you're going to love having horses. There's something so good for the soul. Even you will put down your video game and watch the horses play outside.
It's true.
So.
They're very entertaining.
See? There you go. All right. So, David, what are you doing right now as you work on your picture?
Trying to get this done before you totally implode. Seems
Rike,
like it's kind of happening.
Rike Ingles says, imagine having a chicken called Kenny Wang.
See, that's what we should have done.
Next chicken we get, we'll call it Kenny Wang. I mean, I do have one called Red Circle Ball. So,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not imploding.
Once you start talking about, like, you kind of, I'm telling you, every Monday around 10 o'clock or so, like around this time,
when I get really tired,
yeah, you just start kind of slowing down and you just start talking, like it just gets a little random. And then I'm like, I need to speed up because the wheels are just going to come off this whole thing. You know, like I could keep going. I'm telling you, I could do this for another 5 hours.
I know you could. Your live painting streams went on for 4.5.
And we had a great time.
I know, but Meredith has a limit.
The only thing that was missing from the painting stream was horses, you know? So
yeah, well,
we made do.
Look, to give you an idea, Dave, I wouldn't sit down here for 5 hours for you to draw horses either. And you know I love my horses.
Yeah.
So I'm not a sitter. That's the problem.
I'm really having a little, I wanted it to come this way. And
I'm a run around and do stuff person.
I screwed up you know what? I wanted the leg to kind of project out, but it doesn't. It's going the other way. And so it was a mistake. And so now I'm having to really darken it. Well, I contradicted myself with my shadowing or my rendering, which can happen. And the nice thing is it's the bottom of the foot and I just went dark and it was fine. I think it actually works kind of better.
See, sometimes mistakes.
Sometimes. All right. Small pen. I've got 10 minutes.
Joe Tolliver says,
Don't die, Meredith.
I have a cough.
I don't have you heavily insured enough.
I'm suppressing a cough. Okay, here we go. Joe Tolliver says, have you started getting inspired to do horse artwork yet, Dave? Every time I'm on the farm, I take 100 pictures and start doing fantasy work.
I'm a little reluctant to say yes because I don't want to hear about it. But yeah, kind of. I mean, you watch them out there and, you know, yeah, I think I could really get a lot out of that. I think it'd be really enjoyable. And
oh my gosh!
See, this is what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Greatest day ever. And I have it recorded. I'm going to play it over and over again. You're going to go to sleep and I'm going to just put it on like my phone where it just plays like subliminal messaging.
Great.
Omar Williams. Thank you, Joe, for that awesome question. Omar Williams has a super chat for $5. How do you feel about some comic companies using the same characters over and over and changing their sex or race rather than coming up with the new ones?
I said this in a panel before. I am a huge fan of all the original costumes on characters and like leaving that stuff alone. I like Captain America. It's like original costume. Now, I say original. What I mean when I say original is what I grew up with, that's how it is for everybody, right? So I'm definitely very biased to my favorite characters looking like themselves, and I don't want to see things change. And I'm that way for sure. At the same time, comics are for everyone in the world, and I think they need to reflect everybody. I think people, you want people to be able to look at comics and feel like this is for them, whoever they are. And the more that we can do that, I think it's a good thing. And I know there's the argument that changing characters that are existing, it's better to come up with new characters. Now, I'm going to tell you why that doesn't happen. It's not to mess with you or anything like that. It's because it is extraordinarily difficult to come up with characters from scratch in comics. And this is a problem. Yeah, look at the 80s. There are, not a huge amount of characters that really came out of that era. And then the 90s. I mean, there's Cable, there's a few, but it's very, very difficult. So, kind of the shortcut to making things more representative of everyone is to do that. And so they make that choice. And I don't know, like, it's I think it's a legitimate thing to be upset that characters that you have a relationship with and that are a certain way are changing. I don't think that's illegitimate, and I think it's being painted as illegitimate too much. At the same time, I think you have to recognize that these companies need to be able to change and adapt with times, and you know, I think it's good that we're including people as much as we can.
All right. DPLA Art says, I'm glad talking about horses keeps Meredith entertained for 2 hours. See, looking on the bright side of life. And Matthew Fuentes says, you need to do Death Dealer on a chicken.
Yeah. I did do Strawberry Shortcake on My Little Pony years ago.
That was great.
I actually,
painting is long gone.
Yeah. I left it at a friend's place, and I haven't talked to him in years.
I mean,
don't
I
even know
think
his number.
Nathan is texted. He might even have been on the stream at some point.
Are you kidding me? And you didn't tell me?
No.
You were fired.
You knew he was on the stream when he was on the stream. I
did not.
You did. I said, yeah, I did.
If you said, I didn't realize.
Okay, well. Anyway, next super chat comes from Kevin Mandevil for $3.99. Kevin wants to know, Dave, 2 points of light here, right? Top right and left?
It's actually coming kind of just from the top. And so his shadow from his nose is right here under his chin. I've got this arm dark because it's kind of pulled back, so it's being shadowed by his shoulder. That's at least kind of the thinking. And also I like that, how that looks. So I could probably have a little more shadow here. And so I've got a shadow coming down from his hand. So it's really more of a direct downward lighting is kind of what I'm thinking for this one.
Rich Ware says, as a kid, I had a Shetland pony and an American quarter horse. We had a pig that thought he was a dog and a dog that thought he was a pig. And we took in a crazy cat lady with 100 cats. That's the life I'm dreaming of right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, me too. I totally didn't want to move to,
You love it out here. Don't even start right now.
I'm moving somewhere tropical.
Stop it. Kevin Mandevil says, has a $3.99 super chat. How much do I need to donate to end chicken chat?
How much do you donate?
$3.99. Not
exactly
enough.
How much? We're done.
Not enough, Kevin. Not enough. Just kidding. Oh. Joe Tolliver says, Dave, I disagree. Check out the indie scene. Characters are fire right now. I think it's difficult to get the big companies to back new characters. Sure.
Yeah, and that's actually a really good point. Is there are things happening with Image Comics and all over the place. IDW, and I think that's really where a lot of really creative energy is in comics in a way that it hasn't been for a while because it is so difficult now. Fans of superhero comics tend to be, and I'm like this, so I don't mean it but you want things to be what they are. You like Excalibur. I'm a huge fan of Excalibur back from the Alan Davis days, and I get upset when I see Nightcrawler not seem like Nightcrawler to me from a particular era and version of Nightcrawler, and it's totally unfair that I would get upset, but I do. So it's a challenge when you're working on Marvel or DC projects. I do think that there's a lot of these fans aren't receptive to my particular vision of these characters, and therefore they're toxic. That kind of stuff I think has to stop. Because you have no right to be calling. I think fans have every right to say whatever they want. They could vote with their dollars. And as a creator, not only do you harm your own reputation, but it's a really bad thing for the business, for all of us, that kind of behavior. And I hate seeing it.
Julio Torres says, have I been banned? Hello, anyone? Julio, you've not been banned. Hope, Allie, you guys had a good Mother's Day. Esquivo Art has a super chat for $5. Esquivo says, okay, hear me out. What if you drew All Might from the anime manga My Hero Academia? I will use my credit card to buy that thing ASAP.
I really should do a My Hero Academia thing just because Isaac is such a huge fan. I think it might be kind of fun to do. I have not done an anime character on here. I feel like it'd be a little bit of sacrilege for me to draw an anime character. It's so not what I do.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. I don't know when, but
we'll put it on the list.
I'll put it on the list. I think it'd be a lot of fun just to watch me flounder trying to draw an anime character. I mean, I could draw the character. I think it might look really bad.
Are you using bounce light underneath too?
Oh yeah, and bounce light underneath. There you go. Yeah.
All right. Next super chat comes from PT 200 for 100. I don't recognize that currency symbol, but PT says, keep it up with a little exercising emoji. Keep it up. You can do it. Except that it's 10:14.
So yeah, we're almost done, but thank you so much. And I'm just about to wrap this one up right now. Let me just get a little bit more going on. This is such a big part of my process is making a huge mess because I'm in a hurry. And then I just go in with whiteout and yeah, boom, boom. I can just clean up a lot of this stuff. And it's amazing how you can actually turn something relatively acceptable from like a total mess with whiteout. Love it.
Erica Scott made a cheer, so I have to do it. Like, don't ask why. Like, or you die. So make sure you like or subscribe, or you die.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and sign this one. I hate to do it because it's not finished, but I can't keep Meredith up until 12, so I'm gonna sign it now. I just said
die, so. Oh, it's a rupe. Thank you, Crash Opossum. Rupe. That's what that little symbol was.
All right. I could do this all night. Like I keep looking away and then go, no, oh no. So yeah, that was actually a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this one. I wish I could finish the other figure, I have to say, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do it because it's not enough for a full live stream. So yeah, you know what I could do maybe?
Just do it as a little bonus. Just record it and just throw it up on the YouTube channel.
Sure. Why
not do that? That's just
whatever. Either way, I want to finish it though because
just turn your camera on.
This is like the biggest piece of fan art I've ever done because I'm watching the show right now.
I know,
and I love it. So I'm actually really just I was just pumped to do it. I never get a chance to do this. I'm always drawing this. I love all the characters, but I'm just really into this stuff right now. So
we got a quick super chat before we go. Last one of the night, Skull M for $4.99. What if mutants from the X-Men collide with heroes of the My Academia universe?
I think it would sell really well. I'd love to draw that one.
I know Isaac would love it.
Yeah. I think that would be absolutely monstrous. I mean, anime, manga, obviously in Japan is huge, but it is huge around the world right now. And it is taken over. I mean, it's great stuff. And it's just fun. So, yeah, Isaac would be thrilled. All right. Well, on that note, and thank you so much for the super chat.
Thank you guys for putting up with me tonight.
Yep. Thank you all for putting up with
Meredith. As you do every
Yeah,
Monday.
It's a challenge.
You guys only have to do it for 2 hours. Dave has to do it.
To, glue this thing
24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the rest of his life.
That's right. All right. Have a great weekend. Week, everyone. And we will see you on Monday again.
Stay safe. And we'll see you next Monday.
Right. All right.
Be here or be square.
Good night, everybody.